Story 1. One summer evening, a group of friends decided to go camping in a dense New Jersey forest. They'd planned this camping trip for a very long time. Full of thrill and excitement, they proceeded. So far, the trip entailed them exploring the woods. They were having the time of their lives. Little did they know what was ahead. As they were hiking deeper into the forest, they noticed the sun began to set, and the darkness started to creep in. They decided to search for a spot to camp before it got darker. They eventually found a clearing, perfect for their tents. But as they settled in for the night, strange things began to happen. Whispers in the wind, rustling of leaves, and a strange growling sound that made them uneasy. They tried to brush it off, but as the night wore on, the sounds grew louder and more ominous. One by one, the friends started to disappear, and the remaining members soon realized that they were not alone. They saw a dark figure lurking in the shadows, watching them silently. They tried to run, but the forest seemed to have a mind of its own, and the paths that led them in now led them in circles. The forest had trapped them, and there was no escape. They were at the mercy of the unknown force that terrorized them. And as the night wore on, the group dwindled until only one remained, lost and alone. As the sun began to rise, the survivors stumbled out of the forest, dazed and confused. No one believed their tale of terror and horror, but deep down, they knew that something dark
Story 2.
lurked. There was a cabin deep in the woods, isolated from the rest of the world. It was an old structure that had seen better days. There were whispers from the locals that it was cursed, but despite the rumors, a young couple by the name of Jen and Sam decided to rent it for a romantic weekend getaway. It was a quiet drive up to the cabin. Weird was the word that Sam used to describe the area. The night started to make its way in, and as they settled into the cabin, a few strange things started happening. Heavy winds, shaking doors, rattling windows. This all seemed to be normal to them, and caused by the wind outside, until cold spots appeared out of nowhere. At first, the couple brushed it off as the wind, but as the night wore on, they couldn't ignore the feeling of being watched. Sam pulled Jen into the bed. He lit some candles, poured some wine, and allowed the whistling sound of the winds to set a romantic feel to the night. As they were under the covers, Jen thought she heard footsteps coming from down the hall. She whispered to Sam with a fearful tone, but he told her not to worry. There it is again. Tip-tap, right by the bedroom door. Sam rushed to lock the door. Thinking it might have been a prank, Sam calls out again. "Hello? This isn't funny. Hello?" No one answered. Instead, the footsteps grew closer until they stopped right outside the bedroom door. The couple braced themselves as the doorknob started shaking. Sam, being trained by the Navy, reached for something to defend both himself and Jen. With a candlestick holder in right hand and Jen tightly gripping his left, he opened the door. To their surprise, there was nothing but complete darkness. A sigh of relief was expressed from them both. Suddenly, the room filled with a foul smell, and what could only be described as a tall, dark figure appeared by the window frame. The couple screamed and tried to run, but the door wouldn't budge. The figure floated towards them, its eyes blazing with an otherworldly fire. It reached out and tried to touch the young woman's stomach, but luckily, Sam managed to get the door open before it could. They ran to the car, terrified and shaken up. About 30 minutes later, they went back inside, packed up, and left the cabin, never to return again.